Making cappuccino cups. They seem huge, but I'm trusting they're gonna shrink. I am using the dimensions I used last time, which like it does turn out to be a good cappuccino cup, but when I make them, they look like a latte. I'm super excited to have in my booth or in shops to have the variety of espresso, cappuccino, espresso, cortado, cappuccino, latte, coffee. These are 10 ounces of clay. And my dimensions throwing are 4.5 by 3. Like a brass band outside. All right, I'm gonna show you how I trim. This chattering effect is happening just because the pots are a little bit wet, but I don't mind it. Okay, so I'm gonna set this in the middle, hold on to the Giffen grip and cinch it down. I don't want it too tight because I don't want it distorting the rim. I run my hand on the pot and now I'm gonna flatten this edge out. So I'm just gonna trim it so it's like a nice straight line. Then from here, I'm gonna cut the foot in pretty deep. I'm still running my hand on the pot and I've got the tool touching my hand that's on the pot. So even if it gets a little off center, I still am I'm trimming it on center because my hand is running on the pot. Then I'll just get rid of the excess there. It slips around a little bit. I think I could maybe adjust my Giffen grip a little bit to make it a little smoother and tighter, but what I don't want is this pulling the rim out of round because they're quite thin rims. Okay, and so it's an outward facing foot, like it has a little bit of an angle there, and that's so I can grab it and easily glaze it. And I think it gives it a nice line, and then I'm really rounding the edge here. Okay, so now I hold my pot like that and I cut my foot in using my hand as a guide. You can see it's going around a little bit. The mini Giffen grip has a lock. These older Giffen grips don't have locks, so they sometimes loosen up, but I don't want to spend a lot of time retightening it unless I need to. Sometimes something will happen where I actually need to pause and fix the Giffen grip, but this little bit of wobble is okay with me. Clean it all up. All right, I'm putting my handles on my cappuccino cups. So first I pulled a bunch of lugs, so I have them all ready to add. Next step, score up the top. I've already trimmed these. Then I'll grab my lug, dip the tip in water, place it on the scored part and squish, 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 squish. I'm holding the whole handle because this is so small I can really hold the whole thing and just push it towards the pot so it thickens up that spot right at the top. And then I use my finger to create a weld all around the joint. Then I'm gonna hold this with my thumb upside down and gently begin to pull, making sure I pull all the way through so I don't get a big bump here at the end. And I go back and forth between a round shape and a flat shape. Actually, I'm doing the flat shape with my thumb right now. And my thumb creates a nice little channel there, so it gives the handle just a shape. Instead of being totally flat, it has this channel down the middle, which I will then highlight using the center and sides of my thumb. So when I've pulled it so it's even, the last thing I'm gonna do is hold the cup a little bit more upside down and kind of give it a little lift here right at the very top. Then I'm going to grab the tail and bring it towards the pot. And what I want this to be is centered. So I'll check it a couple times from a couple different angles. Then when I feel happy with it, I will turn it towards myself, press it in where I want the handle to attach, and then I'm gonna fold this tail just gently, and then just in the very middle, I'll give that a little swipe, so that helps join it too. And then I just use my sponge gently on these little edges of the tail to fold them under. They don't need very much. I just want them to kind of bend and create that ribbon look. Okay, so then I'll clean up anything that needs cleaning, both with my sponge and also with my finger. So first, let's get the obvious stuff done, and then I'll just use my finger. I'm kind of moving it like this to smooth that inside part of the handle. Okay. And the very, very last thing to do is to finish the shape. So I like to place my thumb on the outside and my middle finger on the inside and just give it a little more space so 2 fingers can get in there. Okay, and that is basically it. Just cleaning up so I don't have cracks to fix later. Anything I see right now. And that is my cappuccino cup. Ooh. And then when the handles dry up a little bit, I dry these, I dry them uncovered with the handles facing inwards so there's not a big breeze on them, but I don't want to cover them. I actually want them to air dry and for the handles to catch up with the mug. So these are leather hard, kind of actually moving towards bone dry, and I want the handles to catch up, which they will do easily because there's a lot of surface area of the handle exposed to air. So they will dry in a few hours, and then I can add my little seashells like these espresso cups. So they will be sisters. Okay, now I'm putting the little shells on the handles. Finishing touches. So I've been using a pin tool. It's so funny, when I see people score with a pin tool, I'm like, there's so many better tools for that than a pin tool. But in this particular case, I'm finding that this is the best for the strategic scoring in that tiny little divot. Then I have just a little bit of my clay slip mixed up. I just use water. I don't do vinegar or anything. This isn't like an incredible attachment either. You know, it's just a little bit of glue to hold it in place, basically. Then I will wheel myself over here, pick out a beautiful clay shell. Can you believe how realistic they are? Score that one up without, like, I keep breaking off these little edges, so I have to be careful of those. And these have stayed so nice and moist sitting on that towel. That was a good idea. Good idea, Amy. Okay, and then I'll place this right there on the mug handle and just gently, gently press it in with my fingers. I'm supporting it underneath as I press it in from above. And like I said, it doesn't need a lot, just a little glue to hold it in place. The glaze will do the rest. And that's it.